G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. In this video, we're going to be looking at Ubuntu Kylin. Now that's how most of us in the West pronounce that, but actually if you were to pronounce it by its native name, it would be Ubuntu Kylin. So we're just going to be here chilling and checking this thing out. So let's get started. Now the one thing we need to do before we even boot Ubuntu Kylin is we need to go into Edit, which is E for Edit on that one. So let's hit the E button and we need to change the locale from, I think it's Chinese on that. So I think it's for me English and AU. Otherwise you're going to have a very hard time in the desktop trying to understand what everything is because it'll all be in Chinese. So that's the first step you do with Ubuntu Kylin, is change that under the edit before you boot and all should be good. So let's check it out. F10 to boot. It's going through its check. Now I've had this on my desktop for a couple of months now, and I actually find this distro quite a nice distro. Actually, I'm warming up to this one. So let's try Ubuntu Kylin first before we do anything. And I like the fact that it's full screen already. That's great. That is excellent. And as you can see, everything is in English, just to make our job easier. I have started the desktop up before in Chinese, and boy did I have a hard time trying to work out how to get my way out of there. First I tried to change the language. Oh boy. Oh. And, you know, I was thinking a little bit highly of myself at that point, because I thought, yeah, I think I can do this. No, it wasn't going to happen. I was just struggling to shut it down. Anyway, let's just check out what we've got here. I think the only thing that you'll find that's not in English is, have they got a software? I'm pretty sure they've got a software store, Kylin Software Kylin Software Center. So let's just quickly check that out. Let's not update at the moment. And yeah, but what they've got is they've got part English and part Chinese. Some of them don't have English at all, and I'm not sure, you know, what that is. So that is a bit of a problem. And they've got a couple of Chinese things on the side here. So that's the only problem with the, oh yeah, Chinese along the top here as well. So that's an issue for Ubuntu Kylin. But that's, you know, software. You got all software here. So this is hot, probably recommended, I would think, that one. This is all software. And this one here is Windows substitutes. So I like the fact that they've got Windows substitutes there. So they've got like the Windows, what would you call that? Yeah, I can't remember what that's called, but then you've got the Linux version Gparted, Adobe and GIMP, AutoCAD, LibreCAD, Outlook Thunderbird, Microsoft Office WPS, WinRAR, and this one here. So that I quite like that. The Blender and Blender, so that, you know, they belong. That's cross-platform, obviously there. So that's not a bad little touch, but yeah, these categories here are not showing up in English. So that, I'm not sure if there's a way of changing this thing here. Let's just have a quick look around. What's this? What's that? Download something, is it? And then we've got this one here, upgrade. So there's an upgrade option there. All right. Yeah, it's got the upgrade symbol. Missing environment, unable to install app. Okay, so that's that one there. There's a couple of repos there. Update software source here. Password, is it? Oh yeah, password. Okay. So if anyone's, what's this one here? Global search. Okay, so we probably need to update that, but I'm not going to do that because we need to install it first. So I've got it running on a desktop and needs to be updated or upgraded anyway, or mainly updated, I would think. And this is the other one that I was telling you about in one of my quick videos there, coming soon. This is, besides Ferron, this was the other one, and it hasn't been updated for over a couple of months. So I'm going to run you through the install, and then we will go into the desktop and update that one there. So English, continue. Keyboard layout, no, we don't want Chinese. English Australian, thanks. Continue. We want a normal installation, download updates, why not? Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. Let's continue that. Erase disk and install Ubuntu Kylin. Yeah, I'm just going to erase, or should I do what I've done on the desktop, which is, let's go something else. I think we need a new partition table there, so all the current partitions will be removed. Let's continue that. Okay, now we've got our free space. Well, actually, have we got G parted? I don't know if it's, oh, we've got G parted there. Let's just check, see if that's been done in a, let's look at device, view device information. It's not a GPT, is it? I don't think. So if I was to do this on the desktop, let's quit that for a minute. Let's do G parted. And let's go create partition table, and we'll do GPT apply. And then we'll go new 512 megabytes. This will be a primary partition, and it will be a FAT32 for boot. So that'll be my EFI boot. Let's add that. Do a new one. We'll do a swap. Let's do 2048. Give it 2 gig. I don't really want to give it too much swap on a virtual machine. This will be a primary partition, and it'll be a Linux swap. We'll call the label swap and add that. We'll do new. This will be for the operating system to be installed. We could give that, say, 15,000. Let's check out the calculator. 15 multiplied by 1,024 is 15,360. So let's do that for an exact 15 gig hard drive, or partition, I should say. Primary partition file system is ext4, and that will be root. Let's add that. And the following will be, we'll use whatever is left over there. It'll be a primary partition, be an ext4, and that'll be, let's do a home partition this time. So let's use that as home. So let's do that and tick that and apply. Let's close that. Then we need to set this one, manage flags, be boot ESP, close that, and we're right to go. So let's install English, yep. English Australian, yep, it's remembered that. And it's remembered those options there: normal installation, download updates, and install third-party software. Continue. Yes. Do you want? So because I've created those partitions, it's probably mounted them. So it's asking me, do you want the installer to try to unmount the partition? Yes, we do. So let's go something else and continue. We should have a range of partitions there, which we do. So this one here is going to be device for bootloader is going to be SDA1. That's our bootloader device. This one here is our swap. This one here is where we're going to be ext4 and the mount point is going to be root. This one here. That's where the operating system gets installed. And OK. Continue that. I didn't do that one swap. Oh yeah, it's already recognized it's swap anyway. And then the rest of it, normally what I do here is I just leave that as a data partition. But if you're interested in knowing how to do a home partition, then we can go to the mount point /home. And that's how you do that. And that's pretty much it. SDA1 is the partition we're going to use for boot. That's already set there. So let's install now and continue. The file system on dev SDA3 assigned to root has not been marked for formatting. Directories containing systems that already exist under any defined mount point will be deleted during the install. Please ensure that you have backed up any critical data before installing. Okay, so I think we're okay to continue on that one. Continue with installation, yes. I was going to say if it complained again, I'll just set it to format. Should be right to go, I believe. Perth, Australia, that's correct. I'll use PCTLC on this one. PCTLC-VBox. That's correct. And give it a password. And continue that. And that is the installation complete for Ubuntu Kylin. Let's continue testing and then shut this down, remove the ISO. Sometimes it doesn't remove automatically. So let's do that. Shut down. Shut down. Okay, so let's start it back up. Okay, so what have I done wrong there? Okay, so what I did was I actually didn't have it set to EFI. So I was surprised that actually booted up at all. So lucky for that. I suppose if you're gonna set up an EFI system, you have to be running EFI. Oh dear. Okay, so let's boot into Ubuntu Kylin. And that's a really nice looking login screen, I must say. So let's log into that. And there we have first boot. So I just thought I'd boot that up just to be sure. Now there's one thing I wanted to go over with this thing was, what have we got? Updater, remind me later. Computer, network, neighborhood, Windows network. Let's do that one. Now, as you'll find, there's nothing there. It's found my Pop OS, but nothing under Windows Network. Now, this is the problem I had when I first installed Ubuntu Kylin. And I had to do, what I had to do is this. Now, I had this one here, client min protocol equals NT1 in the etc samba smb.conf file. Now, when I first installed it on the desktop, I put that in and I put about 3 or 4 different ones in there. If you have a look at this one here, that's an old one. I tried that and I tried something else. Cannot remember what that was, but it didn't work. So then I think I deleted them all from the smb.conf file. And then one day I actually put it back in and it started working. So that was interesting. So I don't know if there was an update to Samba or something like that. I'm not really sure why it started working. All I know is it started working. Didn't work the first time. So user, no, we need, sorry, not user. Etsy, Samba, SAMB, Samba. smb.conf. Well, actually, we're not as root, are we? Can we open Etsy Samba? Can we open that as root? Open directory as admin. Very nice. Password. Well, actually, it didn't work, did it? That's open the folder as admin. Can we open text as admin? So opening as admin is not working currently. We probably need to update the system. So we'll do it the other way with a terminal, with the Mate terminal. Now, pressing the enter just adjusts the menu maximum and minimum instead of opening the actual searched item, which is a little bit strange. Sudo nano, oh yeah, if I can spell it right, nano etsy samba smb.conf. The terminal never fails, does it? That's a thing in Linux. You know, people say we don't want to use a terminal. We just want to point and click. But sometimes you just have to use it. Sometimes it's just unavoidable, I find. Client min protocol equals NT1. Let's Control-O to write it, Enter to save, and then Control-X to exit, and exit that as well. And let's try that again. I doubt whether it will work. However, I like to be made a fool of. I like when things work and you say it won't work. See, there's nothing showing there. We could probably do a log out and a log in. Let's try that. Let's log out. Restart the Samba. I probably need it. I don't know the commands off the top of my head for that. So for me, logging in and logging out is a little bit easier. Let's do computer. Let's do that. And there's nothing there. So this is what happened when I first, cancel that. When I first started using Ubuntu Kylin, and as you'll find out in the desktop, it's actually working. You could probably leave that command there, and we'll just make sure that I did save it correctly anyway. So let's see, computer, file system, etc, sam for Samba, smb.conf. Just make sure it's in there. Client min protocol, yep, so it's correct. I haven't mistyped anything. Okay, so that's all correct. So that is it for the install of Ubuntu Kylin. We will check out the desktop on real hardware in a separate video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you found it interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.